What's up, everyone? It's Charles here with the Rocket Punch Army once again to do another Gokin review. If you guys are getting tired of Gokin reviews, let me know. I'll do something else, maybe some Barbies, whatnot. But for now, I am sticking to this. This is the ES Gokin GAIKING. Now, the ES Gokin series is from Future / Artstorm. They come in this little plastic baggie, which I'm going to open so we can go ahead and check the box out, because apparently they seem to be doing something different with their packaging. It's the same high quality box. I'm not going to deny that. Very high quality. But you'll see they've put a sleeve over it. And the sleeve is not paper. It's actually thick cardboard. You'll see that. So I really like the design. First of all, this has to be one of the coolest looking ES Gokin boxes there is. And there's a lot of red and orange. It looks really fantastic. And what I do see here is the picture here has the chrome horns. Now if you look at the rest of the box, it has regular just gold painted horn. If we're getting chrome gold, that is awesome. So we're going to go ahead and check that out. So let's pull the sleeve off. Alright. And apparently the sleeve is to cover up the box, which apparently had been designed before they decided to go the chrome route. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but you'll see here it's got the painted gold. So that's a cool little touch. They didn't even have to do that. They could have just surprised you with some gold chrome, but very nice, very nice. So far, so good. Top quality box, just like you would expect from all the ES Gokins. Now, on the back here, and very surprising to me because I tried to stay away from this as much as possible, is the fact that it does come apart into 3 pieces. That is a cool feature because I thought it would not do that. Now here you'll see the other 2 figures in the GAIKING ES Gokin series, which I actually canceled those 2. And that would be GAIKING and GAIKING. Now the reason I canceled them is because I'm not a big fan of GAIKING. I just like the GAIKING design. But now looking at this, I wish I paid more attention because it looks like they do combine here. So that's might be a little bit upsetting to me, but what am I going to do? I canceled it. Going to be tough to get those. But yeah, so let's go ahead with the opening of the box and let's start blabbing and show you what's inside. Alright, so once inside you get the usual plastic tray. Now there's looks like there's 3 levels of trays here, alright? And you get the little instruction booklet, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. And yeah, so here's the figures. The first tray houses GAIKING himself. Looks like the second tray, if we can get under there. Oh, it's got this crazy tape. I can't stand when they tape these things, guys. But let's just take that off a second. And the second tray houses the weapons and accessories. And the last tray is the stand, which I'm also going to show you guys. So I'm going to set all the GAIKING pieces off to the side here. Alright, so we got the upper body and we got the lower body. Alright, and so far it seems like this is the only part that has diecast. The head weighs nothing, the upper body weighs nothing. But we'll check that out a little closer. And you get the chest head here, which, yeah, looks like it's plastic. Actually, upon further inspection, it most definitely is diecast. So that's cool. So what we'll do is take out all the little pieces from the baggies. Alright, so we can assemble him. And take the head out. Alright, looks pretty straightforward to assemble this. Let's grab this. Alright, so you'll see that the horns are painted gold, but there's no need to panic because there are other horns in here, okay? Now we're going to start off with the lower half of the body. Now, before we continue, I will add these pieces on here so he looks the part of GAIKING. Alright, these parts are in the accessory tray. But yeah, this is the lower half of his body, which has all the diecast. Then you want to add the top part of his body. There you go. And what caused me to redo this video is the fact that this important piece, which holds the head, throughout the whole initial video I did, was not staying on. The head kept falling off. I was about to give up and like just call this toy crap. But it turns out mine had a little bit of flash on the inside of the circle here, which did not allow it to snap on properly. It felt like it would snap in, but it really didn't. And you'll see I'm having a little bit of trouble snapping it back in. But eventually, if you line it up right, it will pop in. And then if you have it incorrectly, you'll see it does not come off. Before it came off just by looking at it. So this is what caused me to have to redo the video. So some parts don't make sense because they're filmed at different times. Now, then the last piece you put on is the head here. It should snap right in. So here he is fully assembled. And if you guys have been following my videos, you know that I've been doing a few SD Gokin reviews. I've done a lot of the future ES Gokins, which this is a part of, and I've also done the new metal box. Now the metal box has apparently won me over as my favorite SD Gokin line. So I have this one here for comparison. All right, you'll see there is a size difference and a design difference. These tend to have huge heads and egg-shaped bodies. These have huge heads also, but they're a little more proportionate, if you can say that, than the metal box Gokin. Now, even though this one seems well made, it does have the paint issues that I usually complain about with future stuff. This is no exception. All right, it's very well made. I'm not going to say it's not. All right, the paint looks very good, but it's not as sharp when they go to paint lines. Like, it's not as sharp. It's a little bit uneven there. Now, having said that, overall the paint is good. It's not bad. Aside from the little crooked thing I just showed you guys, it's not bad. Now here's the thing. Future gets a reputation for having very high quality products. Now in my experience, they've all had flaws of some sort, and it's so annoying, especially since you expect the highest quality from Future. Alright? Now these are one of the things that I'm about to show you that I can't stand. Somebody at Future must have been handling my figure with a sweater on while the paint was not dry. So look at that. There's an actual part of a sweater, a bunch of hair just caught onto the horn there, which is annoying. I got a hairy horn. But other than that, this one actually isn't too bad compared to the other Futures I had. And I did want to show you the amount of diecast that this guy has. So standing back here, get him postured all nice. And this is how much diecast he has, guys. So as you can see, it's not a lot. Although it does feel nice in the hands. It kind of feels like there should be more, but it's all here at the bottom. Now we've got the diecast out of the way. I did want to show you the articulation because it is pretty fantastic on this figure. Not so fantastic is the head articulation, which doesn't move that much back and forth, up and down I should say, because it does bang into this little backpack here. But it does rotate like any other head should. It does have a good range of movement that way. Right? Now if we move down to the shoulders, you got the regular shoulder articulation. You do have elbows. They're both friction type articulation points. And then you have the ball jointed fist here. You do have the chest piece here, which has the opening and closing mouth. You do have the waist here, right, which moves very well. And you have the hips, which have a wide range of articulation. Now if you want more articulation, you can actually pull on them and they're able to even come out more. Alright? And then we move down to the knees. This is what I like about the ES Gokin line. They do have the recessed pieces back here, which do allow, these are actually stiff ratchets there, but look at that, 90-degree angle. Alright, and then you have the foot, which moves very generously for this size figure. But if you want more, pop it out. There you go, even more articulation. And then the toes actually move, but before you start folding the toes, you do have to pull them out, give some clearance like that, then you can fold them. So this figure has insane amounts of articulation for its super deformed being. But yeah, so let's move on to the weapons and accessories. Now while I gather the accessories and weapons together, I did want to show you all the pieces that do come with the set there. And you'll see the 3 different little vehicle modes that this does turn into. You'll see how they come together there. You'll see all the points of articulation laid out nicely here with arrows. And you'll see all the use of the gimmicks included in this toy, and also the stand, and the combination of GAIKING, RAIKING, and BALKING to create GAIKING the Great. Yeah, kind of regretting not having bought those other 2 guys. But yeah, so let's move on. So it does come with the standard fists. You can pop these off, put the open hands like that, just so you can see what that looks like when he says hello to everybody. And then you have the weapon holding hands, which have the opening I'm going to pop those on since I do want to show you the weapons. Alright, so pop those. Alright, now let's grab some weapons for him to hold. I'm going to start off with this axe right here, which is painted gold with some red accents and a silver spike right there. To use that, you're not going to force this wide piece at the bottom into his fist. No, you're going to take this apart, put this through the bottom, just hold it there, and pop this through the top. Now the other weapon attaches in very much the same way. Just grab it here. Got this long spear here. Alright, this does come apart the same way. You'll put that through the fist here, like so. Work it in there, and pop this top back on. Now the next bit I want to show you is the shield, which attaches right around his forearm there, like that. And the axe can actually store into the shield here. You just insert it like so. Right. Obviously grab the handle here, just like that. So the next thing I want to show you is these spikes here, which apparently are wires. So check this out. You can actually bend them any which way you want. You get two of them. Now one goes to each shoulder. If I can just untangle this mess here. You lift up the shoulder, and then there's a little indentation there, a little square piece. You want to stick that in there. Once you stick that in there, you want to close the shoulder over it, like that, and do the same for the other side. Then once you got both attached, you can create that shooting spike gimmick here. You might want to twist them around, but you can basically put them anywhere you want. Alright guys, and the very last bit I can show you is the stand here. Now you can just put the stand up normally like this, and just line up GAIKING on the back here. And this doesn't go in his butthole, so he won't be screaming for this one. But we can just get him in there. So you can just have him chilling out, make fight poses, whatever you want, and it also has an extension. Now the last bit of accessories I wanted to show you is the chrome horns. So what you got to do is pop off the regular gold horns, which pop off rather easily, and take this piece off because you will be replacing it with a chrome gold one. Alright, so once you have that off, grab the chrome pieces. They come in their little respective baggies. Whoops. And then just pop them on. Right out of the bag, they are full of fingerprints. And there you go. Squeeze that in there. Now the chrome plating does seem to have been scraped off at the factory. You'll see it did scrape it off, but it still has a really tight fit. A little bit scary to do. There we go. Finally snaps in. And then grab the gold chest. Again, full of fingerprints, but that should buff right off. And snap that in. And then put the head back on. And as awesome as it looks, I kind of prefer the regular gold. I don't know. But I mean, not to say it looks bad. It looks amazing. But yeah, it looks a bit better with the hairy gold chrome. But that's really up to you how you want to do it. So I guess the last thing I can show you guys is how this guy comes apart into the three pieces. First, you want to make sure you have everything apart. Bring the arms back around this way, like that. Then you want to pop off the forearms and replace them with these cone-shaped forearm pieces. Alright, so now you have one vehicle. Whee! The next one, grab the lower leg part, the diecast part, and spin the legs off to the side, like so, and like this. And then the toes you got to pull out and fold them back. And once you got them folded back, that's another ship. It doesn't look like a ship, but whee! And the very last piece, you want to grab one of the heads, then grab the horns, right here, and the other one. Now you have the head of Daiku Maru. Now I don't know if they're going to make the Daiku Maru. That would be awesome. In that case, I would, spring for that. But yeah, so there you go. You got the three pieces. Alright everyone, that brings us to the end of the review, and I apologize if there was a lot of jumping around in the video, but I did record one video and I had bad things to say about it because the head would not stay on. But you know, once I got that problem figured out, I redid the video, and I actually do like it. You know, aside from the sweater hair on the horn, the figure is actually really nice. I think it's fair to say that these two guys are going for two different kind of looks, you know. So, but I mean, it's hard not to compare them since they are super deformed. But it seems one tries to go for the cutesy baby look, and one is just you know, super deformed. But yeah, so very nice figure. I got this for about $50 shipped, which is actually a pretty good price. I'm a little let down on the amount of diecast, but I can understand since this is a combining SD Gokin. Unfortunately, those other guys, I canceled the pre-order. I won't be able to review those. If I get them somehow, great. If not, I apologize again. But overall, very cool. This will be going to my display case very soon. Overall, nice figure, very good price. And that's about it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Until next time, guys, bye-bye.